So hello everyone, in this video we'll be completing our to-do list backend. We just need to create the routes and the controllers. So let's first create our uh, get route in which we'll be getting all to do for a particular user ID. So this user ID is basically a parameter that will be passing from the front end or wherever we are making requests, and then I can make use of that thing in here. I'll write get all to do, or I can write to get user to do. That also makes sense. Then I'll be exporting that exports, and then I can specify the asynchronous function request and response. And first of all, I'll be getting the parameter user ID, which we can grab from or destructure from request.params. So this way, the params basically contains our user ID which we pass here. So basically this will be grabbed by this code request.parents, and we can get the user ID from the params. So I'm using this curly bracket syntax, which is a destructure syntax. Now I can use try catch block, and inside the try catch block, what I can do, I can send the error with a status code error, and then I can add the result here. I can grab the to do, or I can import the to do, and I can write find, and I'll be providing the created by, and then I can pass the ID. Remember, this created by field is basically uh, the field in which we added the uh, reference. Remember that. So we'll be adding the user ID here. So if I show you the database, in here you can see we have this field created by, which has the user ID of the user who created this task basically. So in this get all to do, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing all the to dos. I'm grabbing all the to dos from the to do collection for this particular user by its ID. Now I can send this result perfectly fine. Now this is a get route. Now I can import it. Perfect. Now let me just create two more routes. One will be our delete route. So I can write in here, I can write delete to do. In this I'll be providing the ID, and this will be a delete method, and I can create a patch method which is used for basically updating the things. And this also I can pass the ID, and I can write update here, update to do. G should not be there. Now I can, in here I can write delete to do, and in here I can write update to do. Both these methods I'll be importing from the controller, and this one also. And I'll not be saving this because I haven't created that. So I have to create these methods here. So update to do will be there, async, request and response, and similarly we will be having the other methods which will be the delete to do. So let me just grab something, add a try catch block, similar nature, res.status 400 is basically internal error message, so I can send that. And I'll be deleting, first of all let me just grab the ID from the request.params, similar to the earlier case we did. Now I can delete the ToDo with its ID by using find by ID and delete. This is a method in Mongoose that we can use. In this I have to just provide the ID and it will delete. Then I can console log and I can send a message called ToDo task deleted. Anything you would like to send as a message or a response. So this is completed. Now similarly I'll be writing for catch status 400 send error. Now in here I'll be grabbing the ID just like this. I'm grabbing here. You can copy it similarly, and there will be a data field. So data is basically from the body. So whatever the user want to update, that I'll be grabbing from the body, or the entire body will be our data that we'll be using as the updated data. Basically these fields will be updated. That I can do. I have to write to do, and there is a method called find by ID and update, and I can use that find by ID and update. In here you have to remember that you have to pass the ID which you grabbed from the parameters, and then instead of passing data directly, what you have to do is you have to use this operator. Basically this is called set operator. What it does is, let's say I sent something called is completed as I want to update this is completed. Let's say I have this field is completed. I want to update it as true. So what it will do is, if I send is completed to true without using this set, so what it will do is it will remove every other fields and only it will uh, grab this field, or only it will uh, remain this, like in this object it will this field will be remaining only, the other fields will be deleted. Or basically you didn't provided that, so we'll not be keeping other fields. It will only keep this is completed and the whatever the updated value I passed, so that field only. But if we pass a set operator here, so it will only update those fields which I passed in the data. So in this data, if I, let's say, sent a description only, so it will update only the description and it will not touch the other fields which are there. It will not it will treat them as it is, so it will keep them as it is. It will not touch the other fields. But if I directly send the data, so it will remove other fields and it will keep only this description field what I sent in the data field. So that's why for doing that we need to securely add this set operator. And I can also add one more option called return original. What it will do is, this will in this true, if I send true, so what it will do is, oh, let me just make it false because I don't want the original object to be returned in this result variable. I want okay, yeah, it's fine. Now if I console log, so the updated data will be logged in this result. If I don't send this, so it will not give me the updated object or the collection in which it is stored, or the document, but it will give me the old object which is not updated. So that's why I'm adding this extra option which says you don't have to return the original document. Instead you have to return the updated one. Then we can send the success message called data updated or task updated. You can say to do updated, and that is it. So that is working. Now if you try to delete any to do, with its ID, so that will work. So if you send the ID, let me just first of all send the user ID. So what user ID I had? So I had this user ID, right? So I'll be getting all the to do's for this user ID. Get all to do, and in the params I'll be sending this user ID. So all the user ID will be I will be getting. Okay, let me just check the routes. Get all to do and then user ID. I think my token has been expired. That's why it might be giving me this error. I have to log in again, then that will work, I think. So that will that we'll check in the next video. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.